Skip it up and that up. I was actually going to be, well, I guess kind and professional and keep this quiet, but since, well, Big Cheese doesn't want to and makes this into an E-drama shit show, I guess I'm gonna have to respond back. Well, what's going on? You remember I always had the ads in the video. Here it is right here. Today's video was brought to you by Big Cheese's YouTube channel. For gameplay reviews, gaming, music, and vlogs, subscribe to Big Cheese VG. Link below in the description. Yeah, where I sponsored Big Cheese. How did that start? Well, back a while back before I moved to my new place, when I was constantly at my girlfriend's, I complained on Facebook, man, I wish I really had a laptop so I could work remotely. He proactively, like a giddy schoolgirl, jumped in and said, hey, Rich, I have a laptop laying around, aka that fell off a truck, and I'm going to, if you want it, I could send it to you. Just can you do a little favor for me back? Okay. That favor was to give him some time or give him promotion. However the case may be, it ended up being 6 months because he also sent me a desktop PC, but this was back in July. So whatever the case may be, that almost got fulfilled because it started in July. It's now December, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's almost 6 months, Big Cheese. But anyway, continuing on. So anyway, I like the mini desktop he sent me. I had another area where I work in my house where I thought another one would be a good idea. And he said he had another one laying around. He's like, what deal can we work out? And I said I could give you an extra 3 months of promotion. And wasn't going to pay him at first. Like, how about we work out this where it's another $300 or you give 3 months plus $200. Okay. Well, times go on, shit changes, and I just didn't deem it necessary to have him as a sponsor anymore. This is how it works. Happened to me with other places too. If you notice in the past how like there's intros that change, that's what happens. And a lot of times, honestly, 95% of the sponsors I had didn't even pay me. It's just how it goes. You get sponsored, people don't want you to sponsor them anymore, so on and so forth. New sponsors come along. Some sponsors just don't deem it worthwhile to work with you anymore. That's how it is. So I said to him, because he hinted at me, because here's this thing too he won't mention, is that the second computer he sent me wasn't fully functional. The CD-ROM drive didn't work. So I said to him, hey man, could you send out the cable for that? He's like, yeah, sure. And he's like, also, hint, hint. I'm like, hint, hint what? I'm like, oh yeah, we'll talk about the payment later. So I said to him, here's the part that's the kicker. I said to him, man, you know what? I just don't, deem it necessary. Here's what we could do. I don't feel I should pay you the $200 because I've given you a shit ton of sponsorship, which people for much less would pay a lot more. Okay? It's just how it works. So then he goes into this whole thing. Oh, my wife is sick. Yeah, I needed that 200, so on and so forth, which I'm not knocking anyone's financial situation. Granted, I was much more of a dick when he started pissing me off via Facebook chat, which I will admit, but I've been there, not knocking it. But the thing is, I'm not a charity either. I'm not just going to hand over 200 for the sake of handing over money. So I said to him, look, man, I'm willing to give you back your, I could see if I was going to keep it and saying, hey, I did work for you. I want the hardware that you sent me, so on and so forth. I said I would send you back the computer. You pay shipping, of course, because I had to pay shipping to send him back a broken machine. The first machine he sent me was broken, and out of my own pocket because he packed it like shit. The first computer that he sent me, or the second computer, but it was the first time he sent it to me. He packed it horribly out of my own pocket, which costed about 30 to 40 bucks. I sent back to him to get a new one when it was his fault that it was sent broken. He packed it like in a manila envelope with no cushioning around it. So he's like, you were a man of your word, so on and so forth. I said, this is what happens. I said, I'm just not interested in continuing it, and I'm willing to send you back your hardware. So I said, look, here, that's your options. I'm not giving you the 200 when I'm willing to give you back your hardware and you got free advertisement out of it. That's what the deal is. You don't want it, that's the only other option. So you want the computer back, send the money over to get it shipped, and I'll send it back to you, but you're not getting the 200. I don't want to continue this with you. Those are your options. Think about it. So instead of me leaving out details, let me actually read right from the chat and show you what he said the next day. You said to let you know what I wanted to do. I still wish to receive payment. He left his PayPal. Is my PayPal? And I said to him, well, you're not. So tough shit. This happens all the time, which it does. It's happened to me numerous times. When Dollar Shave Club cut me off, did I demand they keep paying me and keep me as a sponsor? No. This is how sponsorships work. Period. I'm willing to give you your product back, which rarely you could take your computer back, and it's right here in the chat. A matter of fact, I'm going to screen cap it just in case you try to say that I don't say this, and you lose nothing except getting free fucking advertisement. That is your only option. And he says back, once again, you're doing me wrong because of what others did to you. You don't do bad business because it did it to you. And that's not bad business. It happens. It's just how it works when you get advertisements. If companies or people don't deem it necessary, they move on. It wasn't me saying I was a victim, Jakeem. It was just me saying it how it works. And I'm willing to give you back your half-broken product. And here he continues, since that is my only option, I would like to keep both of my desktops, which keep in mind I've been advertising him since July. Even if he didn't have an advertisement in a video, he has had his name in the actual description of the video with a link to his channel in it, and laptops sent back to me, which both of those have been fulfilled, dude. So if you think that you're getting almost 6 months worth of advertisement for nothing, really? And this is what I wrote back to him. Hell no. You got your deal with the other one. You get one machine back. If that's a problem, I'll see you in court. Or you can pay me $3,000 for 6 months of advertising. And it keeps going back and forth. I have the whole conversation here. I could screen cap it if need be. And it continues to go back and forth. And I say to him, F you, and F you getting 200. You want your one machine back? That is your only option. And you pay shipping for your half-working, fell off a truck computer. I will never again do any kind of advertising unless there is a contract and unless everything is done up front. Never again with this, because this is the kind of crap that happens. I learned from this, but Big Cheese, if you're going to make it like I'm some scandalous villain with it, when I'm saying I'm going to give you back your product, so you get back anything, you lose no money minus shipping, and you get months upon months of free advertising, and you're trying to turn this into me being like a scandalous thief, go to hell, dude. This is the last video I'll make on it. I don't care who else makes responses. I know people. I was going to keep this private like it should have been, but since you wanted to make it into a shit show, so be it. I'm sure this is going to be an e-drama thing that everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon with, but this is the only video I will make about it, and I will move on. So that is what happened. I'll have a link to his video below in the description, so you can see both sides of the story, and that's it. I learned a lesson from this. Have a good one.